Let's learn how to create your own SchoolAI Space. You're going to navigate to SchoolAI.com and click the sign in button in the top right corner. Sign in if you already have an account. If you don't, you can create a free account. Once you're signed in, click the Spaces button up in the top and go to Create. You're going to click this blue Create button if you want to create a brand new space. And then you get into the Space Creator area. There's only two things on this page that you have to do in order to create your own space. The first is you have to give it a title. I am going to use this for learning about the characteristics of Impressionist art. So my students go and look at a Google Arts and Culture collection of different Impressionist paintings, and then they come to the SchoolAI space to talk to the AI and see if their observations about Impressionist art were correct or not. So I'm going to give it a title, Impressionist art, and then the only other thing that I have to do to create this space is give it an AI prompt. This prompt can be anything from a sentence to several paragraphs. It can be as short or as detailed as you want, depending upon how much you want to how much small you want to make that walled garden approach. I have already written the prompt that I want for this space, so I'm going to click where it says AI prompt, and I'm just going to paste my prompt there. So this is about a paragraph long. This is about typical of what I do for AI prompts for spaces. I'll read it to you so you get an idea of what I'm asking the space to do. The goal is to help students learn the characteristics that identify art from the Impressionist movement. Start by asking them what they noticed from the Google Arts and Culture Impressionism collection, then guide them towards identifying the common characteristics. I don't want you to give them the answers outright, but instead guide them towards the answer and tell them if they are correct or not. If they ask what paintings showcase the characteristics, also guide, but don't give answers. Okay, so that just gives you an idea of what a prompt can look like. Again, it could be something as simple as one sentence that says, help my students learn about the characteristics of Impressionist art. That is the only thing that you have to do to create a space. If you want to be done right now, you can, but you do have the option to attach standards to the space if you want. And then this is a really great option if you have materials that include the content that you're wanting to teach. You can click this Add Files button. You can attach PDF files. You can even add websites. Then if you scroll down, you'll notice it says optional details. So you don't have to do that, but it generates automatically for you. So you might as well click the generating all fields button. And then what that does is it gives you a subtitle, a teacher description, and a student description based upon the prompt that you gave it. You can also generate a cover image for the space using AI as well. If you don't like the cover image, you can always hit regenerate, and you can always edit the subtitle, the teacher description, and the student description if you want. At this point, you've given it all the details. What I do now is I go over here to the right and I click Start Preview. This gives me a chance to interact and see what the bot is going to do with students before I launch it. So try that one more time. So it says, hey there, ready to dive into the world of Impressionist art? Take a look at the Google Arts and Culture Impressionism collection. What do you notice about the paintings? Let's explore the cool things that make Impressionist art unique together. So far it's doing exactly what I asked it. It knows that my students have looked at the Google Arts and Culture Impressionism collection, and it's asking them to say, hey, what did you see? So let's act like we're a student. Let's say visible brushstrokes. Great observation. Visible brushstrokes are definitely a hallmark of Impressionism. Why do you think artists choose to show their brushstrokes like that? What might they be trying to express? Also, take another look. Do you notice anything else about the colors or the way the light is captured? So again, it's emphasizing that yes, you're right. There are visible brushstrokes in Impressionism. That's a typical characteristic, kind of prompting them to continue looking. But let's try this. Let's just say, what are the characteristics of Impressionist art, and see what it does. Impressionist art is super interesting. You've already spotted those visible brushstrokes. Let's see if we can find more together. So it's doing exactly what I want. It didn't give them the answer. It's guiding them towards finding the answer themselves. So typically I might do a little bit more testing here, but this bot seems to be pretty good. If it wasn't, I go over to the AI prompt section and I edit it. Typically, I might add another little disclaimer, or maybe edit one part of the prompt and then test it again until it does what I want. And when I'm ready to launch it to students, I click the blue button, save and launch. Once it launches, it automatically pops up an option says use a space code, share the link. There's also an option to add straight to Google Classroom if you're a Google Classroom user. I'm going to choose use a space code, and then I just hit copy on this link. I now put this link however I want to share this space out to students. So I can put it in my learning management system, send it in the email, post it in a Padlet, however you want to get that link to your students. Once they start interacting with the bot, you'll see their responses here. You'll start to see the insights over here. And at any point, you can click end to shut the space down.